Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues on the day's trade, the stocks and the sectors that are on the move, and also what's the development on the Adani Group of stocks and what should be investor strategy in overall markets, the new opportunities emerging for you to buy into and create a lot of returns for yourself. All of that will be discussed with an expert. But first up, a quick check on how the markets are doing at this point in time. Well, we've started the week on a very high note, especially with the Nifty moving almost 1% higher now. 17,760 currently, 167 points of a jump. The Sensex also up by about 580 odd points, again a 1% up move for that one. We've crossed over the 60,000 mark today and also are above 60,389 at this current level as well. In terms of the sectors that are moving in trade today, a whole host of sectors, in fact all the sectors of the Nifty are up into the green in today's trading session. Of course, it's a broad-based buying that you can really spot with the mid-cap 100 index also up by 0.9%. That's up on your screens, 274 points of a jump for that one. When you look at the small cap 100 index as well, that's the one that's leading index from the front as well, 1.2% uptick for this one. If you look at the India VIX, that in fact is actually just about 1.7% up at 12.3. The market breadth completely in favor of the bulls today, 43 advances to 7 declines. The top gainers in terms of the stocks include the Adani Group of stocks that are on the move for the fifth consecutive session today, and strong moves being seen on many of them. Adani Enterprises now above 1978. We did see that 2000 mark also getting crossed in the early morning session, because we did see a 11% kind of a surge in the first half of trading session. Right now the stock is up about 5% odd. Power Grid, Bajaj Finserv, NTPC, ONGC, the other gainers at this point in time. What's lagging behind is Britannia as the top loser today, of course, after some of the reports from brokering agencies. 2% downtick for that one. JSW Steel, IndusInd Bank, Kotak Bank and ICICA Bank. So some of the private sector banks are actually not participating in the rally today. The heavyweights are sulking from that one. But it's the realty pack that's also showing some profit booking at this point in time. But rest of the sectors are up into the green, led by the IT pack. That's up by 1.6% odd. 0.5% move on the upside for the pharma pack as well. And gains being seen for metals, financial services, autos in fact up by 1% odd as well. So sharp gains being seen on that one. Let's quickly take a view from our expert today. Joining in is Mr. Kranthi Bathini from WealthMills Securities, the Director of ICRA Research. Welcome, Mr. Bathini, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, another week started on a buoyant note right there. Your thoughts on the way the markets are moving? Are we looking at, considerable gains being seen going forward from here as well?
Yes, actually, market was in a oversold zone last week, and the market could able to find its feet at the 17,250 level. From there, we could able to see a 500 points rally on Nifty right now. But to get into a positive zone, Sakshi, we need to look forward for 18,000 Nifty sustaining above 18,000. That is the crucial level one need to see. Otherwise, the market is going to be a sell on rally at this point of time. So investors need to be little bit cautious at this point of time until unless market sustains above 18,000 levels. That is the level we look forward to watching the market to see the positive momentum in the market.
Okay. And word on the Adani Group of stocks that are up on the fifth consecutive session today, and of course led by the buoyancy that we saw from the last trading session of the last week as well. Of course, GQG Partners, which picked up stake in 4 companies. Even Rajiv Jain has made about 3,100 crores of profits in just the 2 sessions. That's what everybody is talking about, the investment, and how it has turned out to be great for him. Your thoughts on how should investors be viewing this kind of a momentum on the Adani Group stocks? Is it the time to really tap into the kind of momentum we are seeing right here, or is it still the time to wait and watch and not get into a FOMO mode right now?
Actually, it is a matter of greed and fear. How Adani Group shares have behaved in last 15 trading sessions. Of course, the GQG stake acquisition in different Adani Group companies have boosted the sentiment of the investors, because since they acquired a stake at this point of time, when there is a fear in the market for a tune of more than 15,000 crores, that gives some comfort to the investors to jump in and buy at this point of time. But if you ask me, Kranthi, is there any change in the fundamentals of the company got changed? No. okay, it is the market price movement that changed the perception of the people and the market sentiment right now. But the fundamentals are the same, okay, before GQG and stake sale and today. But one
Hmm.
thing, what gives the comfort to the investors is, since one fund house have acquired significant stakes at this point of time during this juncture, it gives some kind of positive momentum for the investors. But
Hmm.
one need to be still, the stocks are in a high beta zone after this rally also. So the investors who bought these shares recently, they need to be attentive. These are not
Hmm.
the stocks to for a retail investors. You are people are not a fund house like GQG, which have a substantial amount of liquidity in their portfolio to buy at the different levels, and also at the same point of time the information also. So for a retail investor or a high appetite trader, they need to be always on their toes, as the stocks have been witnessing rallies. Take some profits from the table. There's always importance of the traders and the investors, but one need to be very much watchful, because today also the stocks, last 1 week, the stocks have rallied from a level of 1200. I'm talking about Adani Enterprises. It touched today nearly a high of 2135 level. And from 13% up today, now, right now, as we are speaking, we can see some kind of profit booking taking place. The stock is below 2000 level. So one need to be very attentive in these stocks. These are not the stocks to buy and forget, definitely. But one need to attend to, because the kind of news flows that are coming towards Adani Group shares, these stocks are vulnerable, and for the news, and also the stocks are highly volatile.
All right. Well, Mr. Bathini, one more question that I had on the Adani Group stocks, and that is that despite this overall momentum that we've been seeing for the last 4, 5 odd trading sessions, and you also cautioned the investors right there, what are the concerns that still remain unaddressed at this point in time that investors should be aware of, even as they're looking at this buoyancy and maybe feeling that, in case they had invested maybe when the Adani Group stocks were at a lower level, when they were falling, they should have invested. That's the, mindset that most of the investors have right now. If you could point out for them that, still a lot of concerns that are remaining, that remain to be addressed at this point in time, and one should be watchful for those too.
So actually, one need to look forward for the, okay, how the debt restructurings they are doing. Okay, that news flow, because they have been doing the road shows. One day we got the information from a different news agency that the company have secured from a tune of $3 to $5 billion from a sovereign fund. That news have given a lot of boost towards the stocks. And later on, the management categorically denied. They have not got any commitment from any sovereign fund. And the other day, the company like the fund house like GQG, they bought the stakes. So these are the kind of news, okay, that has been leading the stocks to into a greener pastures and a greener territory right now. The stocks are vulnerable to these kind of all the newses. So they're still in a highly volatile zone, and we don't know what kind of newses that are going to influence the stock prices. So right now, the stocks have rallied from its base price more than 30-40% on an average, every group stock, every individual company. So when a stock rallies quickly within a span of 5 to 7 trading sessions, okay, normally what we can witness is some kind of profit booking also we can witness in these counters.
But can we safely say that the worst isn't over yet and the stocks may not be yet out of the woods despite this kind of momentum that we have seen?
See, one thing is, after the whole saga of events that happened in Adani Group shares, one fund house came out boldly and they bought the shares, that given the confidence to the other people. So, is the price where the GQG have bought the stakes in this company? These are the bottom prices. We need to wait and watch, because right now, okay, one person who taken a risk and taken stakes in these companies have given a comfort to the other people. So, so as the stock prices rises, the margin of safety in the stocks obviously will come down. So we need to see how this momentum is going to sustain over a period of time. If a trader or a high risk appetite investor want to invest in these companies, definitely they need to have strict stop losses at this point of time.
Okay, understood that. But any particular stocks that you may believe that investors can still look at in case they're still interested in buying some of these stocks? High risk appetite investors, which are the stocks that they should bet on? We did see ICICI Direct report coming out today, where they have changed the outlook on two of the stocks, Adani Ports and Adani Ambuja Cements as well. That's where they believe there is a considerable upside that investors can look at. Any of your stocks that you may have been looking at from the Adani basket?
Sakshi, Adani Enterprises, okay, if there is any profit booking, because this is a flagship company, and we can see the highest amount of volatility in the stock and also rally in Adani Enterprises. The stock rallied from 1200 level to 2100 level today. Okay, if a high risk appetite investor, if they want to play with the volatility, they can get into Adani Enterprises, okay, with strict stop losses. Suppose a moderate risk appetite investor who want to look for a long-term investing kind of proposition, definitely there is significant value in stocks like Adani Ports. Of course, the stock also rallied, but Ambuja Cement offers a good fair value zone for the investors.
Okay, understood that too. Well, that's about the Adani Group of stocks as well. But a whole host of other stocks are also that are in focus today. I'll talk about two stocks before we wind down the show. One is the shares of Mahanagar Gas that rose about 8.5% to hit a 52-week high today. Your thoughts on the oil and gas space as a whole and MGL as a counter? What would you make of the kind of move that we've seen today? Is it something that investors should take a note of?
Sakshi, the gas prices have been okay in a moderate zone, in a consolidation zone, and the Nifty oil and gas index has been a consolidation zone from quite a long time. So investors with a long-term horizon only, that definitely they can pick up stocks like Mahanagar Gas for a longer-term perspective.
Okay, and what about Britannia as a stock? That stock is as the top loser in trade today. If we see, so the stock is actually down by about 2.5% in trade today. Your thoughts on Britannia as a stock? I think CLSA has downgraded Britannia Industries to a sell with a target price of 4060. Currently, the stock is at 4300. We've seen a dip of 2.5% on the FMCG basket as a whole, and on this counter particularly. What would you say?
Sakshi, sometimes what happens is for a long-term investors, okay, these kind of downgrades sometimes offers a good value buys and entry points also. Suppose if a investor want to take part in the discretionary spending kind of propositions, these kind of downgrades can give an opportunity for the investors getting into these kind of stocks. So if an investor is looking for a longer term horizon, definitely, this can be a entry point. Names like Britannia for a long-term perspective, despite of the downgrades on the stocks, investors in a staggered manner, definitely they can take a choice of investing in names like Britannia, taking the opportunity of downgrades of these stocks.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bathini, for being with us on the show and discussing with us all these various aspects about the markets and helping all our viewers understand the best strategies to adopt in this current market as well. We'll continue to discuss more about the markets going forward too. But currently, if we see 590 points of an upside for the Sensex, 60,398. We're comfortably above, that 60,350 mark, and also 17,750 on the Nifty as well. We'll continue to see whether the markets can continue to build on these gains that they have built on in today's trading session through this week as well, which is a truncated week because the markets will be shut on account of Holi this week as well one day, and that's going to be an important point of consideration because we've been seeing the markets have been very, very volatile in the previous few weeks. So if the momentum breaks, then what happens to the market momentum as well? We'll continue to discuss more about the markets through the trading session, so do stay tuned on to with us on Business Today TV. You can subscribe to this platform and also continue to engage with us on our other social media platforms, that's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Until then, many thanks for tuning in.